This is Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 14. It says, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? Kahala Yahweh Bahashem, Hamashiach wa Malak Yahweh Shah, for giving me the spirit and power to do this lesson. What we're going to touch on today, hey, we dealing with this article that a brother sent me, and I figured I would touch on it, right? And you see what it says? It says, the Tennessee House just passed a bill completely gutting marriage equality. Then it goes on to say the bill could allow county clerks, right, to deny marriage license to same-sex, interfaith, or interracial couples in Tennessee. And we know this is not the only place they're going to legalize it. It's just like the Roe versus Wade thing. They just overturned it in the middle of the night like it was nothing, had everybody, they was trying to get everybody to go into a chaotic state. If you notice lately, that's all they've been trying to do is to get everybody to go into a chaotic state so that they can issue martial law, man. Esau wants you to go crazy so that he can issue martial law. He can justify doing it, right? Just like they just did with the Donald Trump thing, arresting Donald Trump because they want all the white Donald Trump lovers to go crazy and start killing people like they said they was going to do. I don't know if you remember, but they said it in 2020. They said if Donald Trump go to jail or if something happens to him, they're going to start killing people. That's what they want. You know, that's what they want. They've been, whatever they arrest Donald Trump about, they've been knowing he's doing that. They've been knowing. It's just yesterday was the time, right? They said Donald Trump got arrested yesterday. It's just crazy. But dealing with this article, the fact of the matter is interracial couples. And you have people on social media crying about the interracial couples, but it says that they just passed a bill completely gutting marriage equality. So in Tennessee, I believe Mississippi, they do not want you marrying the Edomite woman. And that's just what this all boils down to. You marrying the Edomite woman, which proves they still have this hatred to you, man. You still got this hatred towards you, right? They still, and I got other things I want to show too, to show you that even in 2023, you still a slave and they still hate you, right? But first, let's get warmed up. Let's get warmed up. I want to go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15, and I want to start at 10. It says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Egypt is what? Slavery. We know this going back to Exodus chapter 20, right? Egypt is synonymous for slavery. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. So the as before is showing that this is a different Egypt, right? It says, and will destroy all the land thereof, right? The whole entire America is going to be destroyed. So America, us being in slavery in America, all of it is prophesied in the Bible, right? It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring, right? And this is what we are waiting on in the last days. But I also want to show this precept too, precept upon precept, line upon line. Look what it says right here in Revelation chapter 18. It says right here, after this place get burnt up, watch what it says. It says verse 10, 18 and 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment. I'm gonna start up. It says, verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues, like we just read in 2nd Ezra, come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, like we just read in 2nd Ezra. For strong is the Lord God who judges her, right? Why is the Lord judging this place? Is because of things like this, right? Not just the interracial marriages, but also I want to show this 3/5 compromise, showing that you are still 3/5 of a human being. So you being 3/5 of a human being is simply out of 5 Negroes, only 2 of them matter, right? Or only 2 matters, only 2 counts, right? And we're going to go into it, but I want to finish this precept. It says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. It's talking about America, the last ruling kingdom before the Israelite kingdom is set up, right? It also says the merchants of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and of iron, and marble. All of these places uh, go in and out of America, right? They are number one when it comes to buy, selling, and trading. That's why they're also known as in Ezekiel. In Ezekiel, who was the buy, selling, the main buy, bartering? 1 second. I believe it's Ezekiel 18. One second. Is it Tyrus? Yeah, Tyre and Zidon. They are known as Tyre and Zidon because of all the buying and selling that they did. Everybody went to Tyre and Zidon to get, what they needed from them, right? If you read Ezekiel chapter 27, Tyre and Zidon was the main people that everybody did buying and trading when it actually gives details on what they was buying and selling and trading. Even the Israelites bought and sold to Tyre and Zidon. So America can be known as Tyre and Zidon too, because everybody comes to America to buy, sell, and trade, right? Whether it's weapons of mass destruction, whether it's food, because Pepsi, Cheeto, Frito-Lay, McDonald's, all of these places are in other countries, right? So America buys, sells, and trades with these other countries, right? If you want our product, you have to accept the American dollar. Now, America prints the American dollar, so this is how they put them in slavery. This is how they oppress other countries. This is how they oppress you. If you want my money, you want to be able to get somewhere with my money, and you have to do what I tell you to do, which is work 12-hour shifts, right? 6 and 7 days a week. Trust me, that's what I've worked it. I've done it where they will do you like that. And they'll fire you if you don't work 7 days a week. So keep going, verse 13. And cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beast, right? Buy, selling, and trading the animals too, right? That's why you have zoos and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. So this is the point I wanted to get. Even slaves. In the last ruling kingdom, it prophesied of slaves being bought, sold, and traded, man. Bought, sold, and traded, right? And when you go into their amendments, it actually speaks about how they so-called abolished slavery, right? But it has exceptions to it, right? That's why you have your local prison house, right? But let's go back to right here. So going back to this article, it says the Tennessee House of Representatives has passed a bill that would allow people to refuse to perform a marriage if they disagree with it, right? And we know who the county clerk is. It's going to be a fat, nasty Edomite. It's going to be an Edomite looking at you up and down, talking about, hell no, you ain't about to marry that sister. Talking about they sister, right? It says, according to the bill which passed Monday night, so this bill was already passed, a person shall not be required to solemnize a marriage. The bill, which now moves to the state Senate, is the latest in an onslaught of measures that the Tennessee legislation has passed attacking LGBTQ rights. This bill could also apply to couples where at least one partner is transgender or to mixed race couples. So we see they trying to kill two birds with one stone, because you know how these niggas gonna go crazy. These LGBTQ community, they gonna go crazy. And we all know this. They go crazy just like they went crazy with the Roe versus Wade thing. Esau is coming for those rights because he wants it to be a chaotic state. It goes all the way back to Rome. It's called order out of chaos, or order out of chaos, which is problem, reaction, solution. And you're going to see, we say this week in and week out, problem, reaction, solution. They create a problem, When there's no problem, they create a problem, they let the people react to it, and then they come with a solution. Right? But they do not want you marrying same sex. It said also interfaith. So if you don't know what interfaith is where spiritualities or religions collide, right? Like a Satanist is gonna marry a Jehovah Witness, right? A Christianity gonna marry a Islam, a man from Islam or a woman from Islam. That's what interfaith is. They all have their different beliefs, but they come together in groups or individuals to, see if they can work, so to speak. But right here, Allison Chapman, her name is, it says Tennessee House passed a bill not requiring anyone to solemnize a marriage if they disagree with it. This allows people to refuse to marry queer couples, trans couples, even interracial couples. So this is all in the individual's hand. And honestly, I don't see no problem with it, right? But the American people do, because remember, this is something that's common today, right? This is something everybody has already accepted. So you see what they're doing. They made it to where everybody accepts it. It's been pushed on the whole world. Now that everybody accepts it, now they're trying to take it away. Problem, reaction, solution. It says they are coming for all of us, not just trans people. So this got to be a dude. And I believe this is the bill. House Bill 878. A person shall not be required to solemnize a marriage if the person has an objective to solemnizing the marriage based on the person's conscience or religious beliefs. So if you got a Edomite that's standing at the desk and they're Christianity and they don't believe in that, they can say no, just that easy, right? Or just their conscience, like, nah, I'm not feeling this. I don't think you should marry him. And it's a no, and they can deny you. And this is going to make the people go into a frenzy, believe it or not. Right? It says Tennessee law already says that religious leaders do not have to officiate weddings they object to. Critics say the new bill goes beyond that and would empower county clerks. And just to remind you, there's already videos of, I believe she was an Israelite woman. She was a light-skinned girl, and she was literally on social media crying, talking about she's been married with her husband. She's been with her husband for like 5 years, and they was planning on getting married, right? So she's upset. So imagine the other people that's upset, right? You got people that's going to get upset that's really going to, take actions in their own hands. And that's what prophecy says. It says the course of their action shall stand in their power, right? That's 2 Ezra 15. But it says, critics say the new bill goes beyond that and would empower county clerks, which is the person that's standing at the desk who stamps the marriage license, to refuse the certificate marriage license, meaning that LGBTQ interfaith or interracial couples could be unable to get married at all, rather than just needing to find a new officiant for their ceremony. So, I don't know if you know, but the Captain Jeremiah, he went over at camp how they had brought back Jim Crow. If you don't know what Jim Crow is, you don't know what Willie Lynch is, then you are behind. Because Jim Crow and Willie Lynch are the curses of Deuteronomy. At least Willie Lynch, definitely. This is how the Most High caused the curses of Deuteronomy 28 to play out through the Willie Lynch letter, right? The husband having hatred for the wife and leaving the children, the woman having hatred for the husband and leaving the children, right? The hatred between the brothers, right? The light-skinned versus the dark-skinned. Those are all the curses of Deuteronomy, which goes into, and this is the reality of it. God's curses happen through reality, which is the Willie Lynch letter, right? The Most High gave him the wisdom to come up with that. And I don't believe that's earthly wisdom. I believe that's wisdom from the heavens that he gave that nigga to be able to be so successful. You look at our people, the Willie Lynch and the Jim Crow is 100% successful. 100. Not 95, not 98, 100. You look at our people, man. they'll put your ass to death for a white man. And that's just facts, right? So going to that, let me see. And this is him being crafty, man. This is how Esau be crafty. This is what he do, right? He wants the people to react, and he wants the people to go crazy, man. That's what he want, right? So when the people go in a chaotic state, right? When the people go in a chaotic state, they're going to pin their anger towards the government, and the government is going to react to it. I mean, the government is going to find a solution, and the solution is first is they're going to come bring out their military, right? There's an article right now. Look, let me show you. Got to read articles. You have to read articles. Let me show you. And the brother just sent this in a chat, and I think it'll be perfect to bring out. And this is real, man. This ain't nothing this ain't no damn joke. This is real life. They're bringing the Chinese, the Ukraine military. They're bringing all these militaries to come assist.
Recordings just got better.
To come assist and help, man. The American military. Right?
This is Dabu7. Want to share with you here information and footage showing this 900 100% increase of Chinese nationals entering illegally.
Back out here in the field working on our story on the Chinese nationals that are being apprehended in this sector. Actually, right behind us, we have 5 Chinese nationals, all men, 91% of the Chinese adults. So really alarming to see the amount of Chinese nationals that
here in this footage by the busloads. They're in Brownsville, Texas. They say this